Good evening, everyone. Tonight we're talking about blemishes. Now, these images again are blown up to a far greater extent than they would normally be. But as you can see here, she had just a few minor pimples, and we took those out. I'll merge these down. We'll get back to this in a minute. Here we have a young man that had a couple of issues. One is he had moles. I have, but as you can see, they're a little distracting from the image. In addition, he had a blemish right there. So, for a blemish like that, that's not something that's part of the person, it's just something that's transit. I get rid of the transitory stuff. I just clear it off completely. But when it comes to things that are just part of you, like the moles, while I could take them out completely, I don't because I think it detracts from who we are when we take away the markings on our body, whether they're tattoos that we intentionally put in place or just things that come up over time. Again, we have a similar issue here. You can see that they're much more prominent, and to me, they're distracting and needlessly so. So all I'm doing is backing them off a little bit so that they fade more into the background, so that they are less noticeable. They're still there, but they're just a little less noticeable. Now, one other thing I wanted to do with this photograph is talk about the face. There are software packages out there that do certain things for you. That, again, just like you saw that I could make the uh, moles more or less there, you can modify the images to smooth out the skin. And again, I've got it blown up quite a bit. You wouldn't see any of this no matter how this was printed. Only way you're going to see this level of pores and things is the way I've got the image set here. So we're going to try a very smooth um, change to the face. And I'm doing this just so you can see the change and not that this is something that I would apply. But it's very hard to see some of these changes on the screen. Back out a little bit. And her face is smooth. Now, again, this isn't what I would do. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with the image as it is right here now that I've taken that last change out. There's nothing there in the face that to me tracks. I would do what I did last week about the making the eyes uh, look a little more round and adding some depth to the face. But that's it. I don't do a lot of changes. And again, I don't remove things that are intrinsic to who you are. I may push it to the background just a little bit for so that it doesn't draw the eye. Want the eye to go to your eyes in this case. So that's what I do when it comes to blemishes. Next week, we'll take a look at another example of retouching. I think we'll deal more with tattoos next week and how I bring them back to life and make them a little more prominent. But again, while doing so, I don't want the tattoo to become the center of the image. I have tattoos. I would like my tattoos to look good in a photograph, but I would still want the photograph to be of me and not of my tattoos. So I'll see you guys next week and we'll talk about adding detail back into tattoos and making them look fantastic.